Hey, subscribe to this channel. Get 2 free recipes every week. And these recipes are useful recipes. Good recipes, like today's recipe. Apple pie, how great is that? Listen, if you're going somewhere, you want to bring something nice, apple pie, always a favorite. And this apple pie, wonderful, different, unique, great for the holidays. You know why? It's got cranberries in it. Not only is it great for like the holidays, but it's great for any time. Cranberries are great. Apple pie has a sweetness, and the cranberries will give it a nice balance of sweet, sour. Wonderful. No one's ever going to have an apple pie like this, so when you bring this apple pie to a guest's dinner or something like that, it's going to be very delicious. It's going to be very original. People are going to say, I never had anything like this. And you're going to say, yeah, because I made it. Because I learned from Chef Dan. He's almost vegan. And you know what else? Chef Dan has a store on Shopify. You get sweatshirts like this, t-shirts, tote bags, coffee mugs. Oh my God, so much stuff. Fantastic. Hey, you have the right clothes. You become a great chef like me. Absolutely. I left a link in the first comment down below. I pinned that comment so it was always the first comment. Hey, check it out. Fantastic. Hey, I told you, today's apple pie day. So the first thing we have to do is make the filling. Very original, very good. It's an apple pie and cranberry. Hey, why haven't I thought of this before? It's fantastic. Hey, the first thing we have to do is peel and dice our apples. I'm using Golden Delicious. Wonderful apple, very middle of the road, good for baking, wonderful. Nice flavor. Okay, I gotta peel all these apples. I got four nice big apples. The bigger the apple, the better. Now I have to large dice these apples. Hey, watch how I cut these apples, right? Large dice. Cut them in half, right through the core. And then you cut at a V, like a V, but cut all the way through. See? Cut at an angle. All the way through. Then you cut the other way. All the way through. And you get 2 nice pieces of apple. And you get this, which is the core. You want to throw that in the garbage. Okay? Beautiful. Look how easy that is. So I cut each piece of apple, I cut it twice, so you have 3 pieces, like that. And then I cut it again twice. So your pieces are about that big. You know, it's a good 3/4 of an inch. It's big, but it's going to cook down and become smaller. So 2 cuts, 2 cuts, 2 cuts, 2 cuts. Hey, that's pretty fast, right? You want to see me go even faster? Hey, I can cut it even faster. Hey, that was some good editing. That's not funny. I could cut myself cutting it that fast. Nah, that's just editing. That's wonderful. I can't keep a straight face. Okay, so now there's your apples. It's in a pot like that. All we do is add half a cup apple juice. Hey, that was frozen apple juice. Okay, frozen concentrate. I add some water. I make apple juice. Boom, half a cup right in the pot. Wonderful. Got a cup and a half of fresh cranberries. Hey, you know what you can do? If you like to cook with cranberries all year long, buy a couple of bags and freeze them. Hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to try that. In it goes. Now I'm going to cook on the stove. I don't know how long. It's going to take about 20 minutes or so. Cook until the apples are tender and the cranberries are tender. Okay, so I got this going on like medium heat. That's wonderful. I keep an eye on that. Give it a stir once in a while. Okay, so I got a half a cup of boiling water, and I got 2/3 of a cup of Crisco. I'm going to whisk that until it's just a creamy liquid mess. Nah, it's not going to be a mess. I'm going to mix it until it's just creamy and liquid. Okay, I'm going to mix this fat and water into my flour. Okay, I'm going to mix this fat and water into my flour. Woo! Okay. I'm going to wrap this up and cool it down only for about a half an hour in the refrigerator. And we're going to roll. See, now it's too soft to work with. It's going to get harder as the fat gets cold. It gets harder. This is going to get harder, easier to work with. So I'm going to put it in my refrigerator for right now. Hey, the apples are just about done. It smells delicious. Wonderful. So, I got to sweeten it. Those cranberries are very sour. They need some sugar. What are you going to do? I'm going to use a half a cup of sugar to sweeten the cranberries, and then I'm going to use a half a cup of coconut sugar. That's like a raw brown sugar. Good stuff. I'm going to use a half a cup of that to give it some flavor and a little more sweetener. Check this out. Half a cup of sugar. And this is a coconut palm sugar. It's actually a unrefined brown sugar. Now I'm going to add that. That looks fantastic. I'm going to let this cool down a little bit, and let's check on the pie dough. Okay, so I got to roll out the dough. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a piece of plastic. I'm going to take a piece of plastic wrap. I'm going to put it down on the table. Okay? Hit it with a little bit of flour, just so the dough doesn't stick. I'm going to take my dough. I'll put it in the middle. Okay, a little flour on top. Another piece of plastic. Put that on top. Beautiful. Now to roll the dough out. Okay, now I have my pie pan here, and my dough is a little bigger than my pie pan. And all I have to do now is take the dough and put it right over the pie pan, like that. Okay. Sometimes there's pieces hanging over the edge a little bit. You can pull that off and put it into a spot where you may need it, where it's coming in from the edge a little bit. So you can piece it together a little bit. This pie dough looks pretty good. Okay. Now I got my filling. Remember that filling? Yeah, it looks pretty good. I take my filling. It's not too hot anymore. And I put it right in the middle of the pie, like that. Woo! Okay. Hey, when you weren't looking, I rolled out another piece of pie dough like that. Okay? Now with this, I'm going to do something a little different. Okay? I'm going to try and do what's called a lattice. So I cut it into strips. About, 3/4 of an inch or so. So it looks like a lattice, like that. Go under and over everything. Okay, so Now I go under, there, then over. We'll go under, and then over. Now I'm going to go over, start over, and then go under, then over, then under. There we go. Now we're doing this lattice actually does. Hey, I'm laughing again. If the pie doesn't come out good, at least it looks good. Lattice does that. Beautiful. Hey, if you want to, you can buy pie dough already made if your thing is not to make pie dough. Or you can make any pie dough recipe you have. This was just an interesting recipe with the hot water and the Crisco. Very interesting. I have to see how it bakes though, you know, that's important too. But very interesting stuff. Okay, so the pie is ready to go into an oven, right? 350-degree oven. I will put a piece of aluminum foil down all the way to the bottom of the oven in case the pie drips. It shouldn't, but if it does, so it won't burn. They'll hit the aluminum foil. I can remove the aluminum foil, otherwise the whole house will smell like burnt sugar. Not a bad smell, but that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's put it in the oven. Okay, before I do that, I just want to kind of crimp the edges. And what I do is I take my finger, and I take these two fingers and go like that. And it kind of crimps the edge, like that. Like that. It just kind of mushes it all together so that it doesn't come apart. Okay, so that's it. And we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven. Gonna take about 40 minutes or so. Okay, I'm gonna put a piece of aluminum foil down here, right on the shelf, like that. I got my beautiful pie. I gotta go out and get some ice cream for this. Okay, good. I'm gonna check that in 40 minutes. Meanwhile, I got a big mess here to clean up. Listen, pie's a wonderful thing. You make it, comes from the heart. Making your own pie is beautiful, okay? Take your time, try and make it best you can. Whatever you do, it's gonna come from the heart. It's gonna taste great. It's gonna be beautiful. But it makes a big mess. Listen, today's the maid's day off. I gotta clean this myself. So I'll see you in 40 minutes. That's about how long it's gonna take me to clean this mess up. All right, that's my exercise for the day. Okay, so I took the pie out of the oven. The house smells really good, like hot apple pie. How great is hot apple pie? With the cranberries, it's a little bit more flavor, a little bit more interest. Wow, good stuff. Check that out. That's nice. Wonderful. Go good with some vanilla ice cream. Okay, so this is fantastic stuff. You know what else is fantastic? I have a black bean brownie. Also interesting with the black beans in it. Gives it interesting texture, interesting flavor, and a little healthy. You gotta check that video out. And I'll see you there. Gonna eat this pie. Woo! Gonna be delicious.